every video starts with just my hand on the camera. Okay, so I can bet this is a thing that a lot of people have, like a problem with online school, at least how it is. Zoom here, am I like really hard to see? It's like, seriously, is that just the camera? No, I was like, okay, but yeah, there's just seems to be some problem with online schools, and because yeah, it's obviously been really hard to transition, but I guess this is just kind of the problems with online school, at least that I have. So the first one I'd say is engagement. I don't really feel too engaged, especially when there's in your house. I bet a lot of people have the same problem. There's a lot of distractions, like a dog or your parents or your siblings or like your phone with a notification. So it really kind of pulls you out and you're not as engaged, and especially when you're on the computer. It's like you're on the computer, you know it isn't real. So especially with like tests and stuff, it just doesn't feel as real. It's just kind of like it's fake. It's like virtual. It just doesn't really feel engaging. Like, I don't know. There's like, especially with learning, it's a bit more harder because it's kind of just most of the time you're not really writing, so it's not like as ingrained. Most of the time you're just typing, and it kind of just feels like it's going into your head and then maybe stays there for a little bit, but then just eventually goes away. Yeah, especially just with all the distractions, it's just like it's really hard to focus. And I can bet a lot of people have this problem, like just other distractions. You're not really in the school environment. It's just like it's not really real. Almost, it just kind of feels fake. It's like an illusion, but then it's not real. It's just really weird. I can't blame the teachers that much for this. It's just kind of like the whole online school just doesn't help. Another thing is the Google Meets and the sites that we're on, they're very glitchy. They are quite glitchy, and again, this isn't the teacher's fault. It's just, holy shit, Google Meet, we've been using you for schoolwork for like a year now, and it seems like they've only had like breakout rooms and stuff, which is helpful. It's just, they're very glitchy, and sometimes it's like joining the meet, but it's just like forever, and sometimes you have to reload the page, and by that time, let's say there's 25 people in your class, 22, 23 are joined, and they've already gone through the name, so you're marked absent. So it's kind of annoying. Sometimes they can't notice you because Google Meet automatically only loads like 15 people into the thing, and you have to like change the layout to show more. Maybe sometimes they do that. It's just like really annoying. This is really just like Google Meet is like a problem. It's quite glitchy at times. It can kick you out. It can freeze. I don't know if any other people have experienced this, but sometimes it just goes green and like your camera flickers on and off, and then it's just green and it's like very glitchy, and you have to turn it off for a while. And sometimes it's like on a test or something, and they really don't want your camera off, so you have to explain it, but it's kind of hard, and you're like flickering it on and off. Sometimes I don't know if the teacher's seeing that, so it could just be a tedious waste of time. And that's just really annoying thing. Like, Google Meet, please, could you do something about that? Like, with all that. And I know, yeah, sometimes it's hard, but it's not even like that many people. Sometimes it's like 15 to 20 people. And I've been on Google Meets where there was 100 people over. There was a Google Meet where there was over 100 people because there was this big presentation. And it worked pretty fine. So I don't know why that's so bad. Sorry, that's really hard to see me. Like, seriously. Maybe it's not. So yeah, that. And I kind of want to go. So another problem I have is, another problem I have is kind of like the schedule of school and how it kind of works along with homework. This might be more just a personal thing, but I'm pretty sure some people have dealt with this. But isn't weird? Does school just start really early? Like, seriously, it starts at 8 o'clock, but sometimes the meets start like 5 minutes earlier. It's like sometimes when I like actually want to get a good night's sleep, I'd wake up at like 7 or something at like 7:30. So then I barely have any time to do anything. And then like immediately, like right after I wake up, I have to go on the electronics and like sit there for hours and hours. It's just, I'm pretty sure that's not good for your body. Like, when you wake up, you're resting. That's when your body needs to rest and be still. You just move around a little bit, you get a bunch of blue screen in your eyes, and then you just stand there, basically making your body just kind of sit there and just sit, do nothing for a while. It's just like, it's very weird. It's just, I don't know. And then, this is kind of the same thing with school. It just goes on for a while. And like the period seemed to kind of like drone on and on. Like 40 minutes, I feel like, especially with virtual, it's just even worse, like droning on and on. Sometimes I have to look down. That doesn't help with your neck. I'm pretty sure, like, it'd be a bone growing out of it. Plus, my vision isn't that great, so it's not really helping. It's just like hours and hours of staring at there. It's like a schedule starts really early, ends at like nearly 3 o'clock. And then you have to stay away from the screen, but you still have a bunch of work to do, and that takes hours, so you end up doing it later. So, or you just risk getting having your vision getting worse. So that's not really a great thing. And I guess just overall, like, online school isn't the worst thing ever. I guess just my main point is like, Google Meet's a bit glitchy. Just doesn't feel as real. It's like, it's just fake. It's like, you're just on the computer, and it just doesn't feel as real. It's just like you're on the screen for hours and hours. It's quite tiring for my eyes, and then I can't spend that much time on electronics doing what I want, like making videos or watching movies, writing scripts, reading books. It's just like that, and it also comes with the other problems with school I have in general. Like, it's kind of boring. There tends to be a little bit too much homework, and I mean, like, online school isn't the worst thing ever. It doesn't feel as real, like I'm having a connection with the problem. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm really solving it. It kind of just feels like someone's telling me, and then I'm just kind of like just listening, maybe just writing down notes on a computer. It just feels like it's going into my head and then out. I don't know. Maybe that's not necessarily an online school thing, but just being online and not really there, sometimes just typing doesn't really help. I guess hopefully what I said makes sense. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and if you want to subscribe, that's cool. We're near 600 subscribers. Probably, we have 586, so we're 14 away. Yeah, that's right, math. Yeah, you want to subscribe, that's totally fine. It's free. You can unsubscribe whenever you want. If you enjoy this type of content, I do it. I'm gonna start making more movie reviews. I've just been kind of doing this because this is a bit easier. I was gonna do a review on Krampus, but the recording of the movie and like saving onto it was just taking too much of my storage. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.